Earth 2020. Society is in ruins, and a virus runs rampant among the world's humble citizens. They are lost. In these dark times, three wayward nerds cross paths at the House of India and realize they are destined to be friends. And so they did. This is their story. The story of the Side Quest.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh shit, we can see ourselves.
Hey.
Which is weird.
Shouldn't have worn sweatpants.
Do you want me to change it to the audio?
No, it's fine.
All right.
Welcome back to the Side Quest podcast. My name's BJ.
I'm Luke.
And I'm Matt.
And it's another Tuesday.
Let's before we do anything, we should take a sip to a game that should have died a long time ago and finally has, Destiny 2. Thank God.
And now we're gonna get Destiny 3. Well, no, what's their other fucking one they're working on? Is that Marathon?
I don't know.
I think this is the next thing Bungie's basically fucked. That's that company because PlayStation bought them to like help with their life, and then right after they bought them, they laid off like half their employees and had to do some fucking like some shit with their live service problems, and it's like, oh shit.
How do you feel if, because I don't know if we've touched on the pod at least, talking about AI voices, but how would you have felt if you had Zavala like
No.
with the AI voice?
No. Fuck no.
If it's someone that has passed away and didn't give their consent to do that, like, I don't think that's cool.
In general,
I'm just curious. I don't have like a horse in the race at all, but I was seeing like a lot of the cutscenes for this final DLC and the end of Destiny 2, and then hearing who's it?
I don't know who does it now.
It's the person who does the president in Rick and Morty.
Oh, yeah, the guy from Community.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my thing with it is like, why not give somebody the chance? Because look at the Indiana Jones game. Troy Baker's doing a really good indie impression, and I'm like, yeah, I'd rather have that than them AIing Harrison Ford's voice.
True.
I'll always be like, here's my thing. Like, we use AI art and do like AI stuff for our stuff.
But that's different for somebody who's like alive. I was thinking like, maybe I do not have a horse in this race. I just was thinking like, who knows, like for the last DLC, maybe just having the voice and people going like, oh, like
because
I miss him,
because people wouldn't.
I think it would be better for them to repurpose his lines as like a remember Zavala and all this shit.
Yeah,
like I think that's a better solution.
I'm always going to, if in your big corporate money whatever, there shouldn't be AI.
I mean, my personal thing is it's against it's that whole like the Tupac hologram, Michael Jackson, like all that's weird to me, and I'm not about it.
A big thing for it is like, the thing with voice work is there is like emotion to it, and I feel like we're gonna get to a point where AI is indistinguishable, sure, but even now,
some of these Drake ones are pretty realistic.
But that's the thing is like, I feel like when you have something like that where it's like you're doing it off of something, it can kind of sound. There's still moments where you're like, but like even then, I'm always gonna be on the side of like, if it's like I feel like if an indie title, like an indie game, used AI, it's like, look, it's one person paying out of their pocket, whatever, use AI to help as a tool. But like if you're a big corp like Destiny makes millions of dollars, there should not be one speck of AI in any of the art or voice or like any of the creative side. All the tech shit to get your stuff working, fuck it, who cares? Make it run easier.
I think that's the best way to look at it is if you have the money to not use AI, don't use AI. Like, we're not going to pay an artist every fucking week to make our little thumbnails. So us using AI is not a problem because nobody was going to get paid for that in the first place.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like if we were big enough, like got the money, got the thing, we could hire somebody to do whatever. Sure, let's like get somebody to do thumbnails for us, do whatever. Sure, but like we're doing this for fun. Fuck it, who cares?
Well, also it's weird on like a podcast where like the only thing I could think of thumbnails on a podcast where we're in the same setting every time.
Would just be pictures of us in different clothes,
or pictures of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Other than that, the thumbnails, you know, I'm not going to try to find a clip of us going every time we laugh.
It would be like the Spawn Wave thing where he just every week he takes a picture of him with his arms crossed, and then he just puts like 3 games behind him on the thumbnail.
Another thing we should toast to is that comic
Historian.
Yeah.
Yeah, rest
Cheers.
in peace
Rest
to
in
him.
peace.
Dude, it sucked because like I saw it on Instagram within the span of 5 minutes. Instagram, Patreon, and the YouTube community tab.
Do we
all
know
opening,
what happened other than it was a freak accident?
other than unfortunate accident? And the only thing is the way people are reacting is it's like it was just something that happened and it's like, oh fuck. Because
So you're thinking like car accident, or are we thinking overdose?
That dude did not do drugs.
Yeah, like because the way they keep talking about him is this is like one of like the most like happiest dudes, and it could obviously be whatever, but like it feels like something just like it was an accident, like straight up just like something happened,
Like he fell
and
off the
he
roof
died.
and broke
Yeah,
his
like
neck?
yeah, like
Some shit like that.
well, because they were remodeling a house around I know recently, and then you know this dude has been talking about shit like that's what makes it sucks.
He was coming out with content like
Daily.
every day.
Really?
He has his comic story and thing where he did like the recaps of comics.
He was streaming.
He streams. He has a news show with other people like Comic Pop and some other friends. He games. He does manga story, which is the same thing he does now, but for manga. And he's like, dude was always working, always putting out ideas, always doing shit. And like literally like 3 days before this, he was talking about like, yo, I've got some really great ideas. We're gonna do something. Like he was like gonna do like just like their D&D show they had going on. Like he's had a lot of stuff where he's like, we're gonna go all in. And now it's like, yeah, just it's over. The way that it seems like his wife putting out the statement, it was like, we don't want to see it end this way. So I'm assuming they're gonna kind of let it live on in legacy. Like they might continue it.
It seems like the team is going to continue the stuff that they've been doing.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that continues.
Because right, I think on Comic Historian side he had 3 people on payroll. It was him, his buddy Dan, his brother Andy, and then one other guy. So he had 4 people
I'm
there.
sure we're gonna learn because somebody's gonna pull up like police records or something about the
if
incident.
well, probably. I feel like for him though, unless it's like someone just wants to know, but for the most part, it seems like a lot of the fans have just been like respectful of like,
yeah,
hey, you know,
yeah. I mean, I'm not saying like again, I don't even know the guy, so it's like I'm.
It is a shame because like I like this. He's one of the few people on Patreon I like actually paid money for, because I was like, oh hell yeah, like $5 a month. He's got some good behind the scenes content, good stuff like that. I was in. That's why that shit sucked. Like I was at work and I like the rest of the day I was like, fuck, dude. Cause like it was weird, and then I got recommended on TikTok. I opened TikTok and the first thing was him talking about the new Venom trailer, and I just watched that and been like, fuck, man. Like he's gone. Like that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like that was one of the like it's literally one of the content creators that I fucking watch daily. And if I like or miss it like just constantly, like every week there's something Comic Story on my phone. And now it's like, fuck, dude, like I'm never going to hear this man like he's one of the reasons why like I'm a big Red Hood fan. Cuz like he was one. It's like he like cuz I got the comics when I got them, but then like seeing him talk about it and doing his theories and like, oh, Red Hood's in this book, and that's why I found, oh cool, I'll go pick that comic book up. I'll do this, or like, yeah, it sucks, dude. But rest in peace to the guy. Benny from Comic Story and is honestly like a YouTube goat too, because like you were saying, like the Injustice runs he did.
Yeah, he's been doing this shit for a very long time.
He's had like 15 years.
It
Feels like it, yeah.
Because I think I was in high school the first time I saw one of his videos.
His stuff was like how people got into comics. Like people would watch his like recaps of like, here's the Batman Night of like Court of the Owl's entire run, and then he would tell you like, here, you can start the next run with this issue, comes out this day, go buy it or whatever. Because that was his whole thing, was like catch up, figure out where you want to jump into comics, and then jump in like right after this video to wherever the next comic is and start picking them up.
Yeah.
When you sent us that text, I thought you were talking about Comics Explained, and he's the reason that I found out about Comic Historian. And I almost had a fucking breakdown.
Dude, did you see his video?
No,
He
but
put out a video today that,
Fuck.
dude, it like
It's heavy.
it was fucked. Like, cause that like they've been like best friends for years. Like early on, like the reason their channels all did well is because it was him, Comic Pop, the guy Sal from Comic Pop, and Comic Storian all did like a podcast called The Weekly Pull, like way back in the day, where they would just like talk about the weekly comics, talk about the movies that are coming out, all the stuff like in the comic world, and all that kind of group effort made all of their channels bigger, to where they would all do their own things but come back for this. They'd that now, like I know, like they all still do their stuff, and like Comics Explained is probably the biggest. Is he like the biggest one you think now? Or
I'd say so. I mean, at least back when I first started watching him, I think he was.
Yeah.
But I think Benny surpassed him at one point.
Because it's funny watching the Rob video, because apparently Rob almost quit, and it was Benny who was like, "No, dude, hire an editor. Like, you don't have to do it." Because Benny had apparently already hired like Dan at that point, and was like saying like, "No, dude, do it. It's fucking great." Like. And like he was always about like apparently everybody's like eulogies that they've been kind of putting out has just been like, dude was always happy to be doing shit with people. Like if he it was just like an idea that was like, oh, I could do this, he's like, I don't want to do it. Like, how can I involve Dan? How can I involve my wife? How can I involve anybody? Apparently, like he was always big about his military career, because Benny was a Marine, or was it?
I mean, he fucking looked like a Marine.
Yeah, Jesus, dude.
If it wasn't that, it was probably Army.
But he was in the military. He was apparently when he got his brother Andy involved, like apparently behind the scenes he was stoked. Like he was like, fuck yeah, dude, I get to like do this shit with my brother now. And yeah, dude, it's I fucking hate it, dude.
Yeah, that's very sad. I'm glad we can still do shit with our brothers.
That's right. Hey, another thing we did together this weekend.
Speaking of family members.
That's right. We went to go see Dungeons and Daddies.
The Areas tour.
The Areas tour. And it was so good.
It was amazing.
It was so good. It was wild to be that close. I mean, they're not like...
I could have reached out and touched every single one of them at some point.
They're not superstars, but to me, like, it just made them real.
No, dude, Anthony Birch to me is a superstar. And being that close to him made me really nervous.
How'd you feel about his fucking back tat, dude?
I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah, that's what BJ and I talked about after. I was like, as we were walking out, I was like, dude,
that was a fucking sweet piece.
It was such a sweet piece coming out after the encore, or
no, the whenever they started yelling
inspiration.
He just starts reaching for his pants.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun getting to see everybody. Beth May was hilarious.
The two musical numbers were out of left field.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea so full disclosure, I have not I listen to them now. Mm-hmm. I'm an episode and a half in. So I've got the introduction. The vibes are immaculate. I just want to point out, I know it's like, oh, she'll get there. I love how awkward Beth May is at the beginning.
But you've said before, it's so, such an interesting seeing her come into her own,
evolve as a player.
I'm excited to see it, but already I love how like they're all like into it, and you just hear Beth going, and then like she'll say the most unhinged, funniest shit.
I think it works well with the character that she plays. Mm-hmm. So it's
the stepdad character. Yeah,
so it's not because she's playing the stepdad, which makes it okay to be awkward and like stuttery and all that kind of stuff. And then funnier, she comes into it, the character, and Ron Sampler's one of the best.
Yeah. What makes it funnier is every time she says something, hearing Freddie lose his shit right after. Because it's like, because I know Freddie loves that.
Freddie was doing the most at the live show.
No, it was not. It was Will Campos.
Yeah, Will was the one
Campos
fucking going.
I was blown away by Will Campos.
But dude, Freddie had to be up there playing guitar and singing.
Yeah,
that's true.
And running the lights and everything.
That's true. Okay.
Okay, yeah. From like doing things standpoint, yes. Because it was funny.
The most animated person there was Will.
Yeah.
Which was absolutely insane.
Rest in peace.
The first song
I will say rest in peace, Beth May. She got lost in that cave. We got Bat May.
Yeah,
which is cool.
May. The first musical number, that's from season 2. That's a song for Scary. Oh yeah, you're gonna show your merch. Hell yeah.
Just one part.
Yeah. So the
I got a hat and a shirt. Which the shirt I am pissed about.
And dice.
No, dude, they're in the bag.
Thank you. I was hoping you were gonna bring it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave them in my backpack. I think that right here. I got Dungeons and Daddies,
the metal dice.
Or fuck it, giving. So that's the thing. It's a full dice set, and they gave you an extra big D20. You can't see it, but it's maybe the editor will do it. But it's the fucking
me.
Yeah.
You know what to do, Jeremy.
It's
Hey, it's what is it? The Honda. What is it?
it's the Honda song.
No, the
Honda Odyssey.
Honda
Honda
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Yeah, it's a Honda Odyssey is the 20 on the big D20, and then the rest of them are just kind of, typical metal dies. But they're really good quality, actually, and I'm so glad I bought it. But I got a hat and then
Somewhere in this house is the banner which I meant to put up.
Oh,
I love
didn't
dad
even know
jokes.
You got that.
Oh, you got the dad jokes banner?
Yeah, because I thought it'd be so fun to put like right here. I have to rehang the Jinro poster. It keeps falling.
One of these
and
days.
the skateboard that's never been up.
I do still have the mounts.
I feel like one of these days let's just start fuck it, let's decorate the place.
Yeah, on either like a Saturday or a day that like I have like all of Tuesday off.
I didn't even know they did this, but it's the deck of daddy things, and it's just the deck of many things with a bunch of fucking cards that they created and added.
It's not even like 5. It's like 10.
It's more than that because
It's
I
a lot.
think
It's a lot of their own cards.
the total number of cards
Don't
in
look at
this
the rule book.
thing
No, I'm looking. I'm trying.
is there's 44 cards in here.
Jesus.
And isn't the normal deck of many things like 30?
I think so.
So there's like 15-ish cards they added. All of them dad jokes too. That's the funniest
Pretty
thing.
much.
They're all just funny.
But they all
dad
have
jokes.
fun little like mechanics and stuff like that, and I will 100% be using it in our campaign.
It was great. The second song, which was the
Rocks.
was rock rap.
From the Henry Oak album.
Yes, which is they did before, and Will Campos killed it. I mean, it's obvious that he's like for the tour, like memorized it and stuff, but
Still, it was like so good. Fucking Freddie's guitar playing was killer.
I
every
did not
time.
know. And then he did the behind the head.
Yeah, that was
As
insane.
As a huge fan of Freddie Wall, for the longest time, one of the things about him was that he could play guitar because he was a huge Guitar Hero guy way back in the day. And then like when Rocksmith came out, there was the thing where him and his buddy Brandon did a thing where like, as someone who can play guitar, he won't touch his guitar for a whole like month. And then Brandon will use Rocksmith to learn how to play.
What's really cool
and then
is
they'll play like the most expert level songs. So you can
a
get
lot
those
of
better.
people know Freddie Wong from Rocket Jump on YouTube, but what a lot of people don't know is that him and Matt Arnold are like really big in the like the indie film scene, really big. So they just finished like a couple months ago some shooting. I'm sure it was like right before the tour, shooting some finished shooting a small indie film together, and that's kind of like where their friendship began was that. And
Well, because Freddie's been probably doing that now for a while. Because I know he doesn't do Rocket
he's a
Jump
YouTube
anymore,
OG
right?
as well.
Well, does he actually do Rocket Jump anymore? Or is he now just like, because is he just doing indie films like actual?
I think he's actually doing indie films.
Yeah.
But I mean, Rocket Jump again. That was probably like the 2010s that it was really really popular.
and then now Corridor is the one who kind of does it now, where they do their Corridor crew stuff, but then it's like
they've had Freddie on a couple times and stuff like that. Yeah, but Corridor kind of has taken the gauntlet on.
Well, they were kind of coming up. Not roughly the same time. Rocket Jump did it first, but there was a while where like they were putting out videos where they were constantly like collabing. Where it was like, oh yeah, Freddie's in a Corridor video, or Nico and they were in this video with Rocket Jump, and like there was a while where it was just those two doing shit together.
Remember the Key and Peele skit with Freddie?
Was it actually? Was it on Key? Because I know Key and Peele is in a Freddie video.
Oh, then it might be a Rocket Jump video.
It's the one where they kept ripping out.
It's the Mexican standoff one.
Yeah. I think that's a Rocket Jump video.
Okay, yeah, I love that. Love that for him.
We were also in line to get merch, and a lady came up to us and was like, "Hey, you guys want like some Twisted Teas?" And we were like, "How did you know?"
Yeah.
And they had Tall Boys, which is great. That's one thing I love about the Caverns. If they ever have another show that I'm interested in, I'll definitely go back. But me and Luke were standing in line behind this nice young lady that gave us these handmade bracelets. And mine says, "You are enough just as you are," and Luke said, "Daddy Master." So shout out to her. She didn't have an Instagram, so I can't shout anything out, but thanks for the bracelets.
The Daddy Master one is it's on like I have like on my desk I have like, 'cause there's spots I have like little hooks, and there's just one that has like just knickknacks and like old bracelets I've gotten from places. And patty wax, especially patty wax.
And dog bones.
Dog bones are there too. Giving one to a dog at some point when I hopefully get one. No. I just have like random bracelets from like just got this here, got this there, and they're just hanging on there, and I put that there. I would have worn it, but I was, even when I was there, I was like, it doesn't fit the vibe I already have of an Apple Watch on one hand.
I've just been wearing it every day.
So before we got there though, like we pulled up into the smaller parking lot, right in the front line, and people were starting to line up, and we're like, what is it? Like, doors don't open till like 7.
Yeah.
And so on the website they're like, tailgating is like totally like approved, and like I saw a person walking with like a tall boy like Modelo or something, and I was like, oh, okay, like they're chill here.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, let's pop open these buzz balls
Yep.
and drink them, and then we like went into the car, and I realized the car was still the move because I could turn on the AC.
Yeah.
And the music.
And
we could make fun of people walking by without them hearing us.
Yes,
Yep.
and that was as fun as it was. It's just one of those things that you're just like with people you like and enjoying the time. That's like can be better than the thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just enjoying each other's
Well,
company.
and
Yeah.
the joke wasn't Carmen like, let's just stay out here, like, or someone said it like,
No, it was
just-
definitely Carmen. She's like, what if we just stayed out here?
Yeah.
I'm like,
and like
it's so quirky.
there was a bit where it was like, well, we paid like $50 each for the tickets, so
Yeah.
we're going, but like,
Yeah, like I'm definitely going in, but this is a good time.
yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, like I understand what you're saying, is that this is so much fun doing this. But yeah, then we picked up from Kroger the some food, some snacks, some chips, and watermelon, and some sangria, which we didn't drink. I drank almost the whole bottle by myself like the next day.
Yeah, I nearly polished off that case of Voodoo Rangers by myself.
we got me and BJ got some sushi.
Yeah,
And you got some the sandwiches that then were like, no, you have to heat these up.
Yeah, it was these like barbecue chicken sliders. And I was like, oh, they're like in this case, and they're just in boxes, like those.
like it's in
pop-open
like the
chicken
fresh
boxes.
and ready area.
Yeah, and then I get out there and I take one bite, and I'm like, this is frozen.
Oh, I didn't realize it was frozen.
The chicken part was, the bread was like just regular ass bread.
But the chicken was like, yeah. And so, hey, at least you got the sushi with it though.
Yeah, the sushi was great. That Kroger tempura shrimp shit.
That shit was
not too bad.
It was very
I liked
good.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just,
I'm always worried about buying sushi that's been sitting even for longer than 5 minutes, because I'm like, I feel like that shit is best served.
to be
like,
fair,
right
they
there.
do make it fresh every day.
Yeah, but like it's still, when you see like 17 rows
I
of
mean,
sushi.
I'm never buying gas
Yeah.
station
Oh,
sushi
fuck
for sure.
No.
You know that shit's been there for 3 days because
Yeah.
the guy that the thing doesn't want to get a new thing.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I'll get like. I mean, I know the one at the Indian gas station, and the one further on is,
The Twice Daily.
the Twice Daily. Oh no, it's
Not Twice Daily. The
yeah, the other one.
yeah.
Are they make their breakfasts like every morning? The Indian gas station is, they make them that morning. Like you can see that they fried an egg, threw it on top. I mean, it's not even like
You pass me one? Thank you.
it's not even like the egg, like the liquid in the carton that's the like scrambled egg liquid. It's not even that. They like put a whole ass
Yeah,
egg.
you
Full
can
on
see the
crack an egg,
gristle.
and you see, yeah.
Yeah, the Indian gas station has really good with the American cheese. It's superb. But I don't really eat breakfast anymore because I mean, this has been like a while now that I've been taking these kind of meds, but it's for my indigestion, my acid reflux. I have to take the meds and then wait 30 minutes before I eat or drink anything. So I usually don't do it unless like sometimes like if I got a crazy poop at 5:30 in the morning, and then like as I'm like washing my hands after just a crazy poop, I'm like, all right, if I take my meds now, then I can have some breakfast in the morning. But then it's usually though, it's like I'm fighting
For your life in there.
I'm fighting for my life as I'm driving to work with my Red Bull, like waiting till like 30 minutes hit so I can open it up and stop nodding off on the road. So
Speaking of breakfast, I tried making like omelet rice. I was so fucking close, dude. I was like so close to that perfect consistency. I didn't get it right, so I was like, fuck it, I'll still eat it. But I was so close, and I was gonna do like the cut in. See it, it was like fucking close, but I busted it in the skillet.
did you strain the egg mixture?
Like I followed a recipe online, like did the whole thing.
You get a little strainer
Yeah.
so it's super smooth.
Yep. Put in
Yeah.
just a little bit of the, what is it, like half and half or the creamer thing, so it's like puffy,
melt?
but
Yeah.
not a little. Yeah, but you don't want it to sit too long, or you don't want to whisk it too much. Like whole thing. Yeah, I followed a recipe. It was so close, but I wasn't able to close it all the way. And I was
Here's
like,
the thing about
fuck.
eggs to people who don't know. Again, people you do know. I like to cook, so with eggs, if you want to get them like creamier and stuff like that, pull them off before it's done because they will cook in the pan just from the radiant heat way more than you expect. So you take them off and they're already like, this is runny. You'll be okay. they'll still cook afterwards.
I also like my eggs just a little bit runny.
I mean, that's why I
Yeah.
just do over easy.
Well, I've always also want to try a poached egg. I don't know why. Like
Poached eggs are great.
I just want to try it.
Here's another tip for poached eggs. You set them in a vinegar water mixture for like 3 minutes. And what the vinegar does is it chemically kind of cooks the outside. It's the same with like other tenderizing. If you're like tenderizing beef, you add like certain powder, like, you know, cooking things to beef when you marinate them. And it technically like cooks the thing, like ceviche, which is Mexican like seafood salsa, which usually has shrimp. A traditional way of doing it is you use uncooked shrimp, but you let it sit in pineapple juice, and the acid from the pineapple juice actually chemically cooks the ceviche, so it's really fresh. So it's something like that. But you use vinegar when you do a poached egg. You let it sit for like 5 minutes in just water, and then you pull them out, and they have this like film around the outside so that they stay together when you poach them. I mean, poached eggs are really good. One of my favorite breakfast restaurants in downtown Franklin, other than Biscuit Love, but I had it so much I want to try other ones, is Ruby Sunshine. And they have really good Eggs Benedict, which is
poached egg and
served.
Yeah.
They have this one called like Eggs Cachon, which is just like with this barbecue pork.
Ooh, that sounds good.
So good.
I love a good, like, I don't know, like pork in with eggs, and like that shit goes so good.
Chorizo, I want to start making more stuff with chorizo.
I had one of my coworkers, Karina. She brought some chorizo breakfast.
I'm gonna pee.
She it was in the morning. We opened up. We were good. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna make eggs on the grill. And I was like, okay, because should we just clean the shit afterward? Who cares? So, but she made it, and she had some chorizo. She's like, you want some? I was like, yeah, fuck it. So I had some eggs and chorizo one morning. That shit was great.
Hell yeah. While Matt's peeing, I need to talk about two things that I watched, or started watching and finished watching concurrently. I watched Baby Reindeer, and I finished it now. All of it. It's only like 7 episodes, and they're not an hour long like most shows.
If you, the audience, can't hear, Matt is yelling from the bathroom.
Yeah, he's surprised that I watched all of it, and he's pissing loud as fuck.
Damn, you frying chicken in that bitch.
Yeah, I think he picked up the pace because he heard me say that.
You can hear it go a little faster. He's just kind of straining, just like.
Yeah, he's clenching his cheeks. But
he's gonna edit. Well, he's not gonna see it. He's like, hear this till he hears the episode.
Yeah. I just have to say, Baby Reindeer really fucked me up. Mm-hmm. That was like not a very good show to watch when you have not good mental health.
Yeah.
The thing that I told you guys about that I'll recount here is I was talking. Carmen was there, and Carmen's a little
worded like 6 times in episode 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but in episode 1. He talks about how he moved to London because he wanted to be a comedian, and no one ever laughed at his jokes, and like he just never felt like anybody really saw him for him, and that's why he let everything go on as long as it did, because he finally felt seen. And I was recounting that to you guys, and Carmen was like, oh yeah, you really feel that moving to Spring Hill, Tennessee? And I was like, no, you bitch, I'm talking about the part where he says that he feels seen, because that's not a feeling that a lot of people get to experience every day, and it probably felt nice for the first little bit.
Hey, I think I make you feel seen.
Sometimes. And then the other...
You know who doesn't make me feel seen?
Dubby.
You.
I'd see too much. What are you talking about? Go on.
No, I'm not going to air out our dirty laundry.
Wouldn't be the first time.
But speaking of, we have a great Dubby.
We have a great Dubby
sponsorship where you can get 10% off your order if you use code Take It Sleazy at checkout.
Have a great Dubby.
I did use some yesterday. It was great.
Yeah, Dubby fucking rules.
Yeah.
It'll make you feel seen.
In the good way, not the Baby Reindeer way.
I watched that, and then I started watching Shameless, because everybody that I've ever met has told me to watch Shameless.
If you just want to watch
a family
the Christmas episode of The Bear.
Yeah, I mean, it is in Chicago, and it's Jeremy Allen White, so it's basically just 11 more seasons of The Bear that I haven't seen. True.
But
except for all the fucking pedophilia in the show. There's like 5 minors that get fucked in that first season.
I've seen season 2, I think to 3, and I just stopped for whatever reason. But yeah, They are not afraid to be like, yeah, it's just fucked.
Yeah, it is.
Remember when Carmen walked in and spoiled the ending?
Yeah, Carmen walked in and she was like, "Hey, did the dad die yet?" And I was on episode 1, minute like 20, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, Carmen?"
That's not a far off assumption though, from what happened.
But still,
Okay, I'll tell you this: the
fact
dad
that-
almost. You think the dad dies like 3 times in the show?
yeah, I was gonna say
The first one is very early on, because he like goes missing, and then they find a body under the bridge. They're like, "Oh my god!" And then it's a homeless guy, and they all cheer, and all the cops are like, "What the fuck?" But
there's.
I will say when
don't-
it finally happens, it's really fucking sad. There's a lot of mixed feelings about Frank, but when
he's a
finally,
fucking scumbag.
But when it finally happens, there's one time where like you really think it's it. You really think it's it, and you're like, okay, here it is, and everyone like goes over and they're like checking his pulse, and they're like, okay, like he's dead, and like everyone does everything else in their life, and then Frank just wakes up and he's like, what the fuck? And they're like, oh. But like I really was like, oh, like he's really dead. Like finally this family can
I don't know if
finally
this
family can move on.
I don't know what season this was, but I remember seeing like a commercial or the trailer for one of the seasons, and it literally ends with them like looks like they're about to throw Frank off a fucking bridge. Like the whole family is picking him up and walking to the edge of the bridge, and he's like, what the fuck?
Well,
like,
it's
I
just,
raised
like,
you all this, and
it's
funny because you see Cal Kestis and Homie from the Bear just like no emotion, like get rid of him.
Those guys are Ian and Lip and Kevin are currently my favorite
So
characters.
you're gonna have a new
Ian-
favorite.
Yeah.
A new favorite is gonna be the youngest Gallagher son,
Carl?
Carl.
Dude,
I've
Gallagher.
seen TikTok clips of
He
Carl's
is
journey.
fucking great.
He's a pimp.
They
fucking
just
love
started
him.
really like giving Carl storylines in season 2, but the best part of season 2 so far is that Kevin and Lip do that ice cream truck thing together. So now they have a bunch of
Do
scenes.
you care if I like talk about later stuff with Carl?
I mean, I've seen some of it. I know he gets like 15 jobs.
So like he wants like not discipline, like structure. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna like join the military. So that he starts doing like military school and stuff like this. Turns out like the colonel in charge, like that he's trying to get in good with, the daughter is like obsessed with him and like keeps on fucking him, and he's like into it at first, and then he's not into it because she's crazy, and then he tries to leave her, and then she like blows up, and then that's crazy. So then he's like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna try to get to like the police, and he's like goes up to a police captain of this other girl that he's like into. And he's like, hey, like, what's up, brother? And he's like, you can't call me that. And he's like, I'm half black. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, and like, it also in
He
early
goes- doesn't
season
he go
he's
to, like-
wearing like dreads and stuff like that.
because he goes to like juvie, right? Or is it? Yeah.
Yeah, and so
Well, that's a realistic
and then he
character
actually
arc.
becomes a cop, and then also it's very. Carl has a great.
One
story
of my
arc.
favorites still to this day is the dude who comes to rob the fucking store, and Carl's like, "Oh, big man, got a fucking gun," and like he shoots next to him, and Carl's like, "You motherfucker actually almost shot me," and he comes out, takes the chip fryer, beats the dude with the fucking basket, starts like wailing on him because he's literally like, "You almost fucking shot me, dude!" Like
Well, another great thing, like I'll give it to. I'm not a big fan of Modern Family, but what it has for it is it has like the years of the same cast that get older, and what makes that great is a lot of like the younger cast. Even though, here's another thing I will say, I'm not like the biggest on child actors because I've seen all the fallout from that and how much it fucks up kids. So like, especially with like long-term child acting, that's the thing. So it's like being in a show for 7, 8, 9 years,
which are your formative years too, yeah.
yeah, like that definitely, but it is really cool having
It's
these
both a
characters. So it's like same with Carl Gallagher. Like in the first, he doesn't have any, barely has any lines.
Yeah, he's basically just melting action figures in
Yeah.
the background, and then he goes on to be one of the pivotal characters.
Exactly. So that's really fun with Shameless.
Yeah, I do like that a lot so far.
Seeing the character. Have you met Mickey yet?
Mickey, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you seen when like their neighbors are like white supremacists? Yeah, and then they have to go to the Muslim Black Brotherhood with Frank and Kevin. Oh, so good.
There's some like
Yeah, but Kevin's a real one. Like he
Kevin, yeah.
out of like all the group who's like, I'm not saying it's their like their fault, but there's definitely the whole thing about this is like the show is there's like
everybody's a fucking piece of shit.
everyone's like when it comes down to it, it comes to personal responsibility, because the thing is Frank gets handed like handouts all the fucking time, and then he doesn't do anything. Like people help him, people try.
Lip does a pretty good job later, I think, right?
Oh yeah. But I'm just saying it all comes down to personal
already
responsibility.
Lip and Ian got arrested for stealing that car, and they're sitting in the police office, and Lip is like, Ian didn't know anything about it. I just told him to get into the car.
Lip is always, I think, one of the best like brothers figures for a lot of the
Kevin though, Kevin's a real one. He's steady.
He's like adopted a foster child. He's tried to buy the bar, and then V is like, "You're too fucking stupid to run this thing." And he is a dumb guy, but he's sweet and he's trying.
Yeah.
No, Kevin is like he's like the Sam of the group. He's just like he's got a heart of gold.
Just one like too good for everyone else in that show.
100%.
Like you watch everything and you're like looking at him and be like, bro, fucking move.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
Well, the
leave
other
these
one
fuckers.
is the oldest sister, which has a beautiful ending. That's all I'll say. I'm not going to spoil, but it has a really...
Everyone that I've talked to about the show hates Fiona.
Well, because she's
I don't know why.
She kind of becomes... Now again,
it's one of those things
I
that
haven't
she
seen
gets
the show
poisoned
end.
by the family that she's trying to take care of.
Yeah.
And in the... I mean, if you can... I mean, you're really smart about this because you're able to predict stuff.
In you know how in Beef... You look at everything and go, I'm cool with both of these main characters, but I can easily see why they're pieces of shit. It's kind of that. Where, like, every time someone does something so fundamentally fucked up in the show, you can very clearly push it back to moments or whatever and go, I can see why we got here.
Yeah, I
so
get the
you're
hate
never
on
like...
Fiona, but at the same thing, I think she's just poisoned by...
Yeah, she's a product of her surroundings.
Yeah,
and
100%.
Yeah.
But in the end, if you can just, as I said, you're good at predicting things. In the end... It's really
from what I can tell, one of my buddies watched Shameless all the way through, and she was like, "I love the show. It's great." The way they end a lot of character arcs seems to be like, "This is good for these characters."
Yeah,
that is
and
good.
and that seems to be like the case of like seeing and even when like you're looking at the screen, being like, "Holy shit, this is the worst thing I've seen in my life." Like not in terms of like the writing, but like the character. It's always like believable human shit. It's never like, well, this came out of left field. It's like you say, you can very easily be like, I know why we got here, and I hate that.
That is my favorite part so far. Is it all feels real. I can see point A, point B, and how it all the way gets to the end with everything that's happened so far. It's all very realistic and it intersects, and it's very well written.
I will say though, one thing that none of these characters have, which I feel like. Here's the other thing. I've curated the people around me, which I'm really proud about, and I feel like I've also done the same of getting people out that I don't want around me, and also maintained relationships with people that I don't want to hang out with. I mean, I can elaborate. You guys know who I'm talking about. Yeah, and it's not just one person; it's multiple people that I'm still around, but have maintained boundaries, and I think that a lot of these people in Shameless do not know how to set up boundaries.
Absolutely not. I mean, the whole thing is Kevin is laying in bed and somebody will come in and take his toaster.
Yeah.
What episode are you on? You said
I'm at the beginning of season 2.
Okay. Well, have you even met Mickey yet? I feel like you should have.
Which
He's
one
like
is Mickey?
the super Boston Italian one. I don't want to spoil because I don't know.
Is he the one that Ian?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He went to jail and he got out.
He just due to like the shit he does and says, probably like season 3 he starts to become that. But I've seen clips from other seasons. He's very like one of my favorite characters to like just see interact with people.
Because where I'm at right now, he's just a deplorable scumbag.
Yeah. Oh no, he's still kind of a piece of shit. But it's again like everybody else, where you kind of see, oh, this is why. Because you'll meet his family at some point and go, and you look and go, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I've had not just these drinks, but other drinks before, so not just like lightly buzzed, but like, I mean, we've aired enough of our personal lives out here, but like, I think that I'm like very proud of you for how much you've been able to like set up good like boundaries with your family.
Yeah, I think I've done pretty well at that, except for when my mom storms into the house.
Yeah, that was a freak occurrence, and I also...
was a freak occurrence.
That's not on you. I just think that's fucking wild that
I
happened.
appreciate that it wasn't on me. Also, it was one of those things where I was also woken up by it.
Yeah, we were both fucked in that situation.
And it was...
Was I
we
here
did-
for that
we-
too? Wasn't
Yes,
I?
You
Yeah.
were sleeping here.
Yeah.
There, it just... we didn't have protocol, and now we do. But, like, anyways. But what I was saying is that...
The
like,
tripwire's been
like,
set.
seeing... Like, hearing... Again, I'm not going to get into detail. But, like, hearing what you've talked about to me privately, and, like... you also like saying like, hey, this is exactly what like I kind of growing up was like, and I'm like, shit, that's heavy. And now seeing your like the boundaries that you set, and also kind of how that's been able to foster a somewhat healthy relationship is really good. And it's like in Shameless, none of these people have
none of them
have boundaries, and maybe if they had that, this would be a 2-season fucking show.
Well, there's also
Yeah.
moments
Like, you get what I'm saying?
Well,
so
there-
like that's all I want to talk about. But I just want to say
There's-
You're absolutely right.
Dude, there's moments I remember even where I'm like, bro, if you just talk to this person, this whole episode could have just not happened.
Yeah.
Like, just fucking talk,
Yeah.
even. Or like, there's times where I'm like, damn, this show and therapy would go really well together.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's good so far. I've been doing that, and then the only game I've really played is fucking Mad Max, which is it still holds up.
and you just
I didn't know if that was true.
that he was playing it.
Yes, because I saw on Steam like recent activity, and it said that Lingering Will was playing Mad Max, and I was like,
Yeah, did you get the group text I sent about how Griffa is definitely like a manifestation of Goose?
yes. But before that, though, I like was on Steam, and it came up, and I was like, I don't know. Like, BG always tells me what he's playing. I don't know. I thought he already played Mad Max, and then I was like,
Fun fact: the game script is very similar to Furiosa's script because apparently
They've taken elements from the concept of Mad Max 4 was originally repurposed into the game, and now they've taken a lot of that and put it in
have you guys
Furiosa.
seen
Well,
the
apparent-
shot of Max in Furiosa?
I haven't yet.
That's the only part I'm like, let's fucking go.
Well, because I apparently who's the director? Tim or something? I forget.
Tim Robinson.
Yeah, Tim Robinson directed. No, the director he's been trying to get Furiosa out for fucking years.
Which is insane, considering how well Fury Road did.
I don't know what it was, but the thing's been on ice, and that's why he apparently had a script. And then because hey, we're not going through with your movie now, they were like whatever. And yeah, WB was just like, fuck it, I don't know what we're doing with the script, and just handed it to Avalanche when they were developing the game. And they're like, oh, cool. And then apparently the director was fucking furious because like, what? That was my movie. And yeah, the game just straight up has plot points that the movie also has. Because they had.
Since I played the game, I know most of the movie
well,
points.
not most of it. You know, like I think some stuff was changed.
Okay.
But like it was a thing of like straight up. It's like if you play the game and watch the movie, be like, that's kind of similar. Apparently the movie's fucking
Speaking
great
of that
though.
old
so-
hardcore shit that got turned into games, RoboCop Rogue City is on sale right now, $27.99.
Oh, I'm gonna pick it up because last night or 2 nights ago, I was like, guys, I want something new to play, and it's like I don't want to play Ghosts, and I don't know why, but mostly because I just don't want to buy like a $60 game right now on Steam.
Ghost of Tsushima or like.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, isn't it? Yeah, that's
Yeah, well, Ghost made me immediately jump to Call of Duty Ghost. I'm like, what the fuck?
No,
And then I'm like,
Ghost of
oh yeah,
Tsushima.
Ghost, because in my
Well,
I forgot
apparently,
it came
like
to
all the
Steam.
guys in not all, but like 3 guys in Discord have been playing, and there's that new multiplayer, and they've been playing it together and having a great old time.
That multiplayer, I played it like twice. It's pretty good when it was on a PlayStation.
Yeah, so they've been playing it, but I was just like, I was wanting something.
It is a phenomenal game whenever you decide to get to it. I think.
I mean,
it's probably
it's
the
not
best.
Souls-like, is it?
No, it's Arkham. Like
Okay.
that free flow style of combat that like started with Assassin's Creed. Batman made
What's
it better.
the samurai?
That's in Mad
has it.
Max.
Yeah.
What's the samurai Souls-like game?
Neo.
No,
Shadows Die
Sekiro.
Twice.
Oh, Sekiro. Yeah. It's not like that either.
Okay.
Sekiro's the most fast-paced Souls game.
Like that one is.
Isn't that the one you're just punished for not
Yes.
like?
Yeah, if you hesitate, you're fucked.
Because they want you to constantly do something, even if that's using an item to like throw something on the ground, use the trick arm to throwing stars, do something. It's like move, don't do the Dark Souls, shield up, whatever, and just kind of walk around.
Try to learn the pattern and dodge because there's no area that you can dodge to that's going to be safe.
Yeah, like a lot of it is because you
know,
want to break
I
their
feel
stance.
like Armored Core was like the best of both worlds. because you would learn attack patterns, but you also had to be constantly fucking moving and doing shit.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that to go on sale on Steam. It hasn't at all yet.
FromSoft games like take forever though.
They had a weekend where they did a Dark Souls sale where everything was half off, and I was like, "Fuck, buy remastered right away."
I want to play 3 again, but I also don't know if I want to. Like, it's one of those things where I'm like, I know I love this game, but like I also fucking hate that game.
I think tonight, because we talked about it the other night when we watched Troll 2. Great movie.
Fucking wild movie.
The Boys.
Not a single
What
troll
about
in
my
sight.
boys?
Not a single troll in
Not
sight.
a single troll. Nilbog.
Nilbog, brother. Nothing but Nilbog.
Nilbog's goblin backwards.
You can Nilbog these nuts, you know what I'm saying?
I'm glad Luke got it, only because we were like, dude, it's Nilbog. And he's like, what am I not getting?
Like,
but the worst part was Bijou and I, 3/4 of the movie when the kid says Nilbog is goblin backwards, we're like, fuck, we're so dumb.
I forget what part it was. I forget what part it was, but I was like, no, it's fucking goblin. And then y'all are like, yeah, and I'm like, why is it called trolls then? And you're like, yeah, that's what we said.
Yeah, because we kept on, like, at the further we go in, they kept on mentioning goblins. I was like, when the troll's gonna show up?
Are the trolls like masquerading as goblins?
Yeah.
Or it's like, are the troll, or is like the goblins like the small tier,
then
and
we
then
just
the
kept on
troll.
being like, there's no fucking trolls. Why is it called Troll 2? But we should either watch Mad Max 2, which you haven't seen.
It's the only one I haven't seen.
That
now.
one's Road Warrior, right? Yeah, that was a good one.
That's very good. And
I honestly, I know.
it might be the best one because
That's-
I'd still put Fury Road as number 1.
Oh well, no, I'm not talking original.
Oh, original.
Trilogy.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, also Furiosa I haven't seen.
Yeah.
I'm talking original trilogy.
People keep saying Furiosa is really good. I do want to go see it at some point.
Yeah.
Same.
Because the hard part is the pacing of the first one's weird. It's just weird, and so it's hard. So for a lot of people, it's hard to get through. But
Yeah.
I
First one is still really good.
Love Mad Max 1. It's
Road Warrior is like, this is a more traditional movie, but it's like it's that kind of badass 80s kind of like action movie kind of vibe.
Yeah, and you get
then Thunderdome is like, let's get fucking weird.
Thunderdome
Yeah.
is
I love
incredible,
Thunderdome,
and they
but, like-
changed the pacing of it where it's like it almost feels like Hook.
Yeah.
Like the guy
It
gets
really
out of
is very similar to Hook.
saves the kids, and like then the kids go on fighting, and like
There's even a kid that like looks exactly like Rufio.
Do you know how like Star Wars goes from like Empire being the darkest fucking thing in that series, where like, oh shit,
And then it's like Ewoks.
and then Return
Yeah.
goes Ewoks. Well, after the sexual slavery and stuff in the first bit, then it's like Ewoks. It's kind of that where it's like, here's Road Warrior, this like badass, like it's so good, and then you
Yeah.
go to Thunderdome. What the same
the
movie?
other movie we should maybe watch though is Crawl, because both of you were like,
Yeah, you were trying to play off like as the other movie where it's like this bigger
is Legend fucking sucks.
and we're looking at Kroll and being like, this looks sick as fuck. What the hell?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Kroll looks awesome.
Yeah, you preface that with being like, here's another bad movie. And me and Luke were like, no, this doesn't look bad at all.
And then you're like-
and I was like, here, let me pull up my Blu-ray DVD of Crawl.
Yeah, yeah, and then that also.
Like, yeah, I guess if you guys want to watch it, we could. I have like the deluxe edition Blu-ray. They only made 5 of them in the world. But
it's like,
if you want
no,
to,
I
biggest Crawl
always,
fan.
for some reason, because it was during that like,
Was it like when you and Kevin went to like McKay's to get like shitty
and
movies?
we were snowed in, and we just like went to McKay's, bought a bunch of DVDs that were shit, and I'd seen Kroll for a really long time on like sci-fi stuff because we didn't have internet.
Did Kevin buy Dune when y'all did that too, or was that the old Dune?
No, we watched that on Amazon.
Okay.
But because it was like free on Amazon. But yeah, I bought both of those at McKay's, and then we watched them back to back one day, and so I literally just always conflate the two.
Yeah, Legend is
sucks.
the one. Legend is Tom Cruise, right?
Tom Cruise and the girlfriend
From Ferris Bueller.
from Ferris Bueller.
That again, 2 actors that I'd be like, oh hell yeah, I'd love to see. And then seeing that trailer, I was like, ew.
No, it's
Oh,
bad.
this is bad.
Yeah, it
the
was just
unicorn.
with
Oh my gosh.
Satan.
Yeah, it's Tenacious D Satan.
Yeah, 100%.
Bro, that shit.
Kroll is good. Kroll is good. That's why there's a Blu-ray of it. It's just a classic sci-fi. But
Yeah, Kroll
Mad Max
seems like
2
just fun,
is-
like cheesy but fun 80s
Yeah.
sci-fi.
I'm excited to see how they do the effects in Kroll because it all looked very like smoke machine and
Yeah.
like lighting effects kind of stuff.
I want to watch.
There's a lot of people in masks, but
I want to
fuck with
watch. I know it would be like hard to watch just because of how not modern it is, and before Star Wars it was. But seeing like, what's that like blonde spaceman?
Space Gordon.
Gordon. Yeah, was it Space Gordon?
Space Gordon.
Isn't that what it is?
Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon.
Space Gordon.
I want to see those like Flash Gordon.
I'm not wrong.
In space.
I want to see those Flash Gordon because George Lucas was apparently like he loved Flash Gordon. That's
I love
what
the
helped
theme
Star Wars.
song of Flash Gordon.
Yeah, like I want to see it and like try to sit through it. Just be like, ooh, this is definitely before they knew what the fuck CGI and all the special effects were, huh? Like just because like Star Wars pioneered a lot of special effects, and Alien,
then Alien was like-
Alien was like, fuck it.
Fuck that gay
Also,
shit.
I'm gonna put Ezra on fucking blast. I said that Alien has better VFX than Star Wars, and he was
Objectively, it does.
It really does.
He's so wrong.
I
there.
I can agree with him that they're two different vibes of movies, and one's like big universe.
But Alien just looks better.
100%.
I think of the two, Alien looks better because a lot of it is darker in the tone, like even like shade. So a lot of the like VFX can be hidden because like Alien 1 does a really good job of never really showing you the full ass xenomorph of like look at it running at for her. It's like always in shadows or it's always in this, and then the few times you do see it, there's blinking lights, there's something else going on. So like they do a good job of hiding like the things where Star Wars you watch it and
But
you go,
I think the use of special effects contributes to how good they are.
yeah, okay. Because I know Star Wars is like all special.
Like
Like,
they
you
were
know
like,
how much is
like
special
we
effects
really
versus-
want to show
Yeah.
a ship in space. I'm like, you can do that, but it's gonna look like it came out of the 70s. To be fair, Lucas did an amazing job. And what's the?
Well, I mean, even Ridley Scott had
what's
stated
the
like
VFX studio that was started because of
not Illumination.
Yes.
No. That's
Illumination.
That's the Minions. Light and Sound, something or other. L&M.
Hollywood Light and Sound.
Yeah.
Light and Magic.
yeah. Like to be fair,
Is it THX? No.
no. To be fair,
No, that's the sound people.
That's the sound
Yeah.
people. To be fair, they
I mean,
paved the way.
Ridley
for
Scott even
VFX.
states there's no Alien without Star Wars.
Yeah,
So it's like the thing
100%.
of like like they took like Ridley Scott took what they did with Star
I
Wars
said,
and made
and
his
that's
own
what I
movie,
told
yeah.
Ezra. They perfected it, but it is. I do not understand how you could. It is better. It is like the quality of the VFX is better.
Dude, just the part where they land the ship and you see it outside in the storm, that's real fucking life.
Yeah,
And you can't
like,
convince
even
me
the
otherwise.
stuff where it's like they're like in the ship and like the lights are sequencing and they have like a computer readout that's like way better. Like just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. And like Aliens wasn't too many years after. I think it's 3, if I'm wrong, because Star Wars is 77, Alien is 79, 2 years later. And it might even be like less than because of how
Production works and everything.
well like yeah, and also like it could have been just like it's in 1979, but it was in the very beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I still love like I went back and I've watched the Star Wars original trilogy, and I know they've CGI'd it for some shit.
Okay, so it's significant. Aliens is significantly after. It's about 7 years after.
Okay. I know like the new Star Wars has like a lot of the CGI bullshit that they did in special effects, but the shots that are still OG like effects, like those matte paintings they have as backgrounds and like or like the long shots and stuff like that, I'm like, damn, dude, like these movies hold the fuck up.
I still think that
Same with Alien 1, like looking at it and you go, it's the thing where you go,
Literally
this
in the
looks great.
trailer we
Yeah.
watched, they're going back to practical for the facehuggers.
Yeah, dude,
Which
good.
that trailer looks incredible.
I'm very excited for that Alien movie. It
well,
looks
like
awesome.
so I did some deep diving on it. So apparently
It's Ridley Scott producing, but who's directing it?
in
Is it
Aliens there's
the Don't Breathe guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
That sounds right.
in Aliens there is a whole cut scenes about kind of like a flash forward or no flash. Then it would have been a flashback of like when the alien breakout happened and there were all these kids like in the tunnels get like trying to evacuate from the station, and that was cut from the original thing. But the director was like, I always wanted to see like what a perspective, because the people that were terraforming there were terraforming for before the atmosphere was ready. They were on the space station. It was supposed to be 50 years. that they were going to be on the space station, or not space, the station on the planet.
Yeah.
And the director was like, I was always curious about what it would have been like as a kid when all this shit went down. And so that's why in this new movie, the director was like, that's a great idea. Like, so that's why the cast is a lot of younger people's like 20s and stuff like that. And I don't care about the age group of that.
Also, that's such a cool way of trying to like, because like a lot of like companies like, how do we modernize these like this one was like a cool idea where he's like, what would it be like if you lived through a traumatic experience and now as an adult or whatever, or have it like you were saying, like they're younger having to deal with it. Yeah, fuck it. And then the fact that they're doing practical,
not like badass Ridley Scott who's like at by Aliens is like the pro at doing it.
Yeah,
I'm excited because this dude has done horror before, like with Don't Breathe and one other thing he's done.
Is this the next one in the
Yes,
Michael Fassbender trilogy?
Yes.
So will Michael Fassbender show up? That's the other thing.
He definitely. I mean, it's on the same ship, right?
Well, he wasn't in the trailer at all.
No, I do not know. This is canonically. Oh, I don't know where it doesn't take place between because it goes Prometheus. What's the one we watched?
But that second one, it has to be after that because he freezes the girl. She realizes it's actually him, and then he has just a bunch of fucking humans that he can play with.
That's true. It could be that planet that he lands on, but I'm unsure of that. It's definitely between Aliens and it could be the latest one chronologically.
Okay, so it's more of a sequel than it is like just continuing the prequel stuff.
Yeah,
I mean I'm cool with that because like what's the most recent one chronologically? 3, right?
Resurrection.
Oh yeah.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
They were like, we just need to go back.
Yeah, just like fuck it, go back. Was like, I like Prometheus.
Which is exactly what Star Wars is doing.
What's the one that we watched that was really good with the two Michael Fassbenders?
Alien
Don't
Dark
fuck me.
something? Was it Dark something?
It's fuck, I can't remember.
I'll find out right now.
Had the white alien.
Yeah. Covenant.
Yep.
Covenant was great.
And then you get to see how he fucking destroyed all the
See,
Prometheans.
that's the only like new movie I've seen in theaters is Covenant. Which is
Damn,
very
2017. Mm-hmm. Damn.
2017 was a year for cooking.
Cool. Yeah. In that same year, I'm pretty sure is when
2049 came out.
Oh yeah,
dude. Kevin and I went to go see a lot of good movies in the theaters. We saw Blade Runner, 2049, and I think this is also the
I'd
same
rent the theater
year
to watch Blade Runner.
Or I think
if they
in
ever did like
year,
a back-to-back feature of Blade Runner than 2049,
we
I'd
saw
be
it
like,
in IMAX, and it was incredible.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's like that was the whole thing. It was like
But the sound design on that was comely.
If I ever won the lottery, y'all would know because like, y'all want to go watch movies in my new IMAX theater I got installed at home?
I call it the Blade Runner theater.
Yeah.
It only plays Blade Runner
24/7.
hold on. What was
Mad Max was 2016, right? Fury Road, or was that 2017 as well?
It was 2015, I think.
2015, okay. Dude, for a movie that's almost a decade old, it looks fucking great.
Well, that's another thing. Mad Max has always been big on practicals as well.
Apparently, Furiosa has a lot of practicality too.
Oh,
but they,
we
like,
saw
touch up with
Annihilation
CG.
the next year, and we saw that with Millie, and that was a lot of fun.
Is
because she
Annihilation Amy Adams, or is that
no,
Natalie Portman? Or am I wrong?
That's the one that we watched, right?
That's Natalie Portman. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, where at the end you're like,
everybody's fucked.
that the end was really good.
Yeah, it was a fucking trip.
Dude, the very end is so goddamn trippy. Yeah,
Did
I
you
remember watching in the theater though with Millie. Shout out to you, Millie. When the bear scene happens and the bear starts using the human voice,
Terrifying.
and she was screaming in the theater, and Kevin and I were like, even though I was like, this is scary as fuck.
Did y'all see Deus Ex Machina with Oscar Isaac?
Of course.
You haven't seen it? I don't think I finished it because I was watching it. I think I was watching it illegally because it was on this random pirate site.
LimeWire.
Yeah, but I just didn't
1, 2,
finish
3
it.
movies.
I think it was that. But I never finished, but I always wanted to because yeah, Oscar Isaac's like great in that movie.
Yeah.
There's also that's like that one was that not his big break. I know that was like one that kind of put him on for a bit.
I mean, his big break was
With Star Wars.
Force
Star
Awakens.
Wars.
And now he's in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him though. because
Yeah.
I actually, he's one where I'm like kind of. I wonder how he's gonna do it.
I mean, I know you'll
I think he'll do
disagree,
well.
but I also think he makes a really good Duke Leto.
No,
Leto.
I think Duke
Oh,
Leto
well,
was
Atreides.
Why you say I disagree? I thought
He would, because he
Oh.
doesn't like anything about those.
he was the
movies.
only good part of that movie.
Okay. You also have to give it to the
you like look
Skarsgård for playing Baron.
yeah,
von
fucking
Hart.
holy shit. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, that's one.
He's probably the best cast person or the best.
Well, that's one where you're going like, holy fuck. Honestly, any of the Baron people except Dave Bautista, because he just looks like Dave Bautista. But like everybody else,
No, if you in the books, Dave Bautista does an amazing portrayal.
but I'm saying like you look at them.
Because the whole point was that like he's the.
I'm not talking about the betrayal. I'm talking physically looking at him. He just looks like Dave Bautista.
Okay.
But then you look at fucking Elvis and Skarsgård and you go, what, that's them? Oh, fuck. Like,
Okay.
they do a really good job of the second they put on the makeup,
But
all
I
that
think
stuff.
Dave Bautista
I know,
accurately
yeah.
portrays, because he the whole thing is that he's just like a rabid monster. He's the whole thing is like he's an animal. Doesn't like he's this big hunky guy that just is an animal, and that's why he was never good at controlling Arrakis, because he would
Then Fade shows up.
Yeah, and then
he's
Fade
like,
shows
you
up.
little bitch.
yeah, and then really fucking.
What's your opinion on that? How they dealt with the Harkonnens? Because I kind of like their new vibe versus like the old school like pretty boy Fade from the original Dune.
I like that they really describe them as monsters.
Yeah.
As these like a horrific race of people.
Because it fits way better to me when they look like that versus like fucking other Dune.
Well, because in the books
where
they like
he's
the whole
like-
point is what
Because they're supposed to be
is
like
the Emperor, why he's kept Arrakis in the fief of the Harkonnens is because he believes the Harkonnens are easy to control because they're animals, and they don't actually like. And then the problem with the Atreides is that they receive the love of the people because they're good people that are like smart and intelligent, and then it's like that's too dangerous for the fate of the galaxy. So, yeah, love Oscar Isaac, but 2017-18 was a really good year for movies.
some good movies. Both I think also in the indie scene too. I remember that was when I was seeing like podcasts and stuff be like, yo, check out this movie, and I'm like, I don't know where the fucking it's not in theaters. Where do I see it? It's like, yeah, you got to get it either on Netflix or through Amazon by printing it or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Speaking of indie stuff, have you seen Her? For some reason,
that
I
was
thought that you
Joaquin
hadn't
Phoenix,
seen it.
right?
Yeah, with Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, I've seen Her.
Good movie.
That's a
For
great
some
movie.
reason, it gives me
The doll movie vibes with what's his face? Yeah,
Ryan Gosling
Ryan
vibes.
Yeah, I mean it is kind of
Yeah.
bad, but more sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that movie with Ryan? Do you know what was the title of it?
Lars and the Real Girl.
Lars and the Real- Dude, it's such a good movie.
Oh.
He just like me for real.
It like anytime anybody just like not people don't even talk about it. Whenever I think about it, I just go, oh,
Yeah, because you're like
my heart.
It's such a like. And I to me, it's just like how the community around him reacts to
Yeah,
it.
it's
Well, that,
just
and
a
there's
beautiful story of people supporting each other.
And then there's also the trauma with like the dad and like never dealing with that, and then there's like the like never had a girlfriend, and then he gets one, and then he works through that, and then he's like
At the funeral.
at the funeral, and he's like, "You want to take a walk?" And she's like, "Sure."
He rizzed her with the tism.
Dude,
Bro, no, you know that she's like, yeah, sure. In her head, she's like, let's fucking go.
yeah,
That thing where it's like, hey Lars, fucking fling into the road.
Throws the flowers and then runs away. That is so fucking relatable.
We were dying. I think we played that like twice.
Oh.
It was so funny.
so good.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think that's an indie film, but it definitely goes in like that.
It's definitely like indie adjacent. There's
Well,
not a
like
lot
it
of-
goes in that same folder as like Little Miss Sunshine.
yeah.
Like they just feel like
Like this.
oh, and Billy Elliot.
yeah.
Oh, you need to watch Billy Elliot. It
Was that the Shia LaBeouf one?
no
We
but
need to
no,
watch
it's
that.
technically Miss Weasley.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yep.
she's the ballet teacher, and she does the ending of Billy Elliot is just
Very heartwarming.
so
Yes.
good. It's
You know me so well.
oh, Billy Elliot for some reason just really fucking hits me. Like I don't know why. like all the acting in both of those movies are really good, but like Billy Elliot is
sometimes that it's not necessarily the acting, but just like the themes of a story can hit you more than something else.
Billy Elliot is probably one of the best movies I've ever seen write the emotions of a child well. I think that's probably the part that stuck with me most is, you know, him and his friend and them hanging out, talking about things, and then a lot of the time their reaction is just like, oh, because they don't understand. Mm-hmm. And it's
like
very
having
realistic.
his best friend like cross-dress, and he's like,
what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just dressing up.
Just like to wear my sister's or my mom's stuff. And he's
like, okay, let's hang
And then
out.
he goes like, I'm not a puff, and he's like, I know you're not. Like, he's like, okay, like I just want to do ballet, and you're like okay,
yeah,
like, okay,
it's beautiful.
And then the fucking end. Well, there's the end and the part with the dad and the brother. That's like when the dad. Oh, so I mean, I'll give you synopsis. So it's like in Ireland, and there's this, you know, this big. The mom died from, I'm assuming it was cancer.
From being in Ireland.
Yeah, and then yeah, the dad was like a legendary boxer in the town, and so the kid is made to go boxing class, and then after boxing is the ballet class, and the ballet teacher is Miss Weasley. And he starts doing ballet, and Miss Weasley's like, she's actually kind of good at this. And the dad's like, I'm never gonna let him do this. And then he gets into the national like dance school in Ireland, and the only way the dad can pay is all the coal miners are going on strike, and then the only way the dad can pay for it is by working for like bottom dollar, even though like all of his boys are on strike.
All of his friends are villainizing him for breaking the strike and everything.
And then the brother goes up and he's like, what are you doing? He's like, he's just a kid.
Yeah.
Like we're stuck here for the rest of
our...
He
still has a chance to get out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and the end where it ends with the dad taking that huge like breath in.
Yeah, while watching him dance.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
When he comes out, he's fucking jacked and like 6 feet tall,
jumping like 8 feet in the air.
Billy Elliot's another one that goes in there is Green Mile. Kills me.
I still haven't seen Green Mile, and at this point I'm afraid to. No, I know.
And the other one I told you is the based off a true story, the where Viggo Mortensen is the driver for, I think it's called the Green Book, is a driver for the African American
oh yeah, you showed me the trailer
that's
for
in
that
that
one.
same folder of just like
what's the one about the chauffeur with the
Untouchables.
Untouchables.
That one was good as well.
That's
oh my gosh,
very feel good.
Oh, that one thankfully does not kill you like the other ones that you're like, this wounded me but healed me.
There are parts that really kill you, but then they bring it back.
They do such a good job where like, because at first you're like when he leaves, you're like, dude, fuck, I hate this. And then you see him come back a bit, you know, set up the date. Like that movie ends on such a, oh dude, I love that. I felt so good when the credits were rolling.
And the best part is like it's all based off a true story, and then they show
the actual people,
the gangster with the cigarette in his mouth, and
then passing it off to him. Wonderful.
So yeah,
love the Untouchables, and that set off that actor like he was in Jurassic World as the other raptor trainer with Chris Pratt.
Really? Wait. Oh fuck. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not seen Jurassic World on forever.
He's been in other stuff, but it really set off his career, which I'm really happy for him.
Good.
Yeah.
What was that trailer we saw? Where like, is that the guy from the Untouchables? What?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's in the new
the Arsene Lupin movie.
Lupin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because we were watching.
He's the lead in Lupin.
Yeah, we were watching.
He is
it.
Lupin.
Yeah.
Dude, awesome for him. So happy for him. Yeah, at that point.
Yeah, I'm really. Yeah, such good movies.
I wish that the fucking what's his name, Arthur Conan Doyle estate would stop being a bunch of bitches and let them make an adaptation of Lupin versus Sherlock.
Ooh, that would be good.
Yeah.
Anyways,
who'd you get to play Sherlock?
Watch those. We maybe
Sherlock? Dude,
fucking just get Benedict.
Get Benedict Cumberbatch back, and then the guy that's playing Lupin in the movie.
We should do. I mean, it's probably about time we get a website, but on that we need to do like movie folders, and we put in.
But yeah, like movie playlists.
Yes, like if you're feeling this, watch this. If you're feeling this, watch this.
Or like you know how you could go to like when they're doing like like this movie came out. Here's the characters like Spotify.
Because
playlists
one of the
and shit.
hardest things
is that for us
is
for our
the hard.
movies and
What,
whatnot.
what I do like is that you guys have entrusted me with like picking a lot of good movies.
I don't think because I don't think you've actually shown us a shit movie
Unless I told you it's a shit movie.
Well, either unless you told us, or it's like, hey, I've never seen this either, but I've heard good things. Then we all go away going, eh.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like if you're ever going, hey, I watched this and loved it, you'll love it too. It's always been
that's
the case.
what I'm saying. I
we've
feel like
enjoyed
I
it.
wish I had like
more.
well, or like a person or a blog that I could read that I would trust that
Yeah.
has the same vibes as me to be like, if you're feeling this, if you're wanting this, watch this.
I generally, I mean, they mostly cover more popular stuff, but if it's a movie I haven't seen, I'll watch Mr. Sunday Movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
What they review on it. Those guys have very clear opinions on things they like and don't
Dude,
like.
seeing them suffer through the Transformers movies was so fun for Caravan of Garbage.
Yeah, I
like,
rewatch those all the time.
Dude, it's so funny because it's constantly just like, oh fuck, like you're
Well,
like,
here's the other thing is like, what's hard is then we also have groups of friends that we're like, we talk about a movie and we're like, dude, watch this right now. And they're like, well, you have to add it to our list. I'm talking to you, Millie and Will.
Yeah. When
Look-
we tell you to watch something, fuck your little, oh, we need to watch every movie that the other one has always seen. No, fuck that. Do what we tell you to do.
Yeah, for
we
real.
watched Beef for you, so
Yeah.
we've earned one at least.
Will
Dang.
straight up was like, watch Beef, and we did. It was great.
And
That's true.
I nearly texted Will on that 9th episode because I texted him like 2 hours before that, and I was like, hey, Will, we're watching Beef. So good so far. And then 2 episodes later, I was like, I need to text Will and tell him to go fuck himself. And then we were like, oh shit, there's a 10th episode. And then the 10th episode really brought us back. Do not watch Beef and stop at episode 9. Don't save episode 10 for later. Just fucking watch it. It'll heal you.
Dude, no, when we were watching that, we're like, holy shit. And then it was like, go to next episode. It starts like, there's another one?
Episode 9 is legitimately like
Awful.
approaching Parasite vibes.
Like, everything that could go wrong will go wrong. Like, it's the thing where you're just like, fuck, dude. And then episode 10 was a nice little, like,
Okay.
let's heal a little bit. It was good. It was yeah, honestly,
good to
Beef
know.
is so good.
But yeah, I mean, when I haven't told you this, Luke, but I get like emails on our Side Quest podcast that's like, I guess just through like, you know, like Google searching, like, or, you know, because with our podcast, there's an email associated to who's like posting our episodes. So I get like emails about stuff, and I've been recently getting one from this person that's like, hi, like, we do like AI chat GBT automated blog posts based off your episodes. Like, if you want to subscribe to our service, like, let us know. And I was thinking like, I don't really think we need a blog post. I think we just need to upload. But I was thinking though,
Well, if we
got me
ma-
thinking of like,
Make our own site.
maybe
kinda.
we need a website. Maybe. Because then we could do some merch on there, like, you know, some hats or those keychain fobs.
We could just do a Patreon at that point and just make the basic tier free and then be like, oh, if you subscribe this month, you'll get this fucking hat.
That's true.
Is there like if we make a Patreon, we don't is it we can have like, oh, we're not making money, but what money we do make will go to Patreon if we do make any, or
I
or
think
we
they take a
just-
percentage.
So if we make a Patreon, just don't make any for like the first month. They're not going to be like, oh, damn, that's crazy.
Oh, I don't know if there's a subscription fee to Patreon.
Yeah.
I don't think so because there's a lot of people that just make like free software and put it
Okay.
on Patreon.
We can probably put a paid tier. I feel like for us to start small.
Yeah, just
Obviously.
like $5 maybe.
Yeah, but yeah. I want to talk a little bit about the Xbox showcase because we did watch
Yeah.
that. Overall, how do y'all think about it?
It was fine.
There's 3 things that I'm interested in.
I
Perfect Dark, Gears,
Mm.
and Metal Gear.
Well, it was also that mech game that looked really fucking sweet.
That 4 things.
Mecha Breaker, whatever the fuck.
Mech Break.
Mech Break. Yeah, that looks sick.
Yeah, it looks like a more fast-paced aerial combat Armored Core,
Yeah.
which I fuck with. Metal Gear looks incredible.
Did you see people were like, there's some people who are going, oh, I missed the piss filter. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
I
Shut
saw a
your
lot of
fucking
people on
mouth.
Twitter because I'm on Sonic Twitter and this is all they bitch about. But they're like, oh, they changed the lighting in this scene. It's fucking ruined. And it's the part where the Colonel's telling him about the Halo jump. And it's like, no, it adds to the scene because they're in a dark plane. And when the hangar door opens, the light comes in and it looks fucking sick.
Well, also, I literally saw someone talk about the fucking filter and like, oh,
What
like someone,
filter?
original Metal Gear 3, literally looks like someone just peed on the film.
So it has
it's like yellow.
There are scenes that are just yellow.
Yeah, and
Most of the inside
and
ones.
there's for the longest time that's been like the running meme is a piss filter. And there was someone who like changed the scenes, and they put on a filter. Like, it looks much better this way. And I saw a comment like, "Dude, do not start defending the piss filter now.
Yeah.
Where have you been the past like 10 years?"
The thing with being a gamer is, whenever they change something that you hated, now you have to like it because it's familiar.
What did you think of the Fable trailer? And still no fucking date.
The thing about Fable is, it seems like they're gonna make you play as this female character. And she has a voice, which makes me think like, okay, well
both of the characters had a voice in 3.
yeah, but I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a return to form like Fable 2, because Fable 2 I think is one of the best games ever made, and just I don't like that they're adding voices, and it seems like you have this one character you can play, which I do not like. It seems like they're more railroading you into a thing, whereas Fable 3 it's like.
I'm definitely gonna wait for obviously more, because they've been very they're it's one thing I hate and love about Xbox right now, where it's like they're willing to let people sit on it for a bit, where it's like, oh, this game's not ready yet, give them time. Like Halo, their fucking flagship for Infinite, got pushed back.
They need to. Every studio needs to take a page out of this book, but don't fucking announce something until it's ready to come out. I'd rather have a game announced and then have 6 months and then it's out. Every single time.
The problem is that a lot of these studios, at least Bethesda, for instance, when they announced both Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6, it was mostly to investors to be like, see, we've got 2 big things on the horizon, versus us. And to be fair, also probably to shut people up, to be like, it's gonna come out. Don't worry, Starfield's first. But yeah, I can see. I know exactly, because the thing that made it so cool, like Fallout 4, for instance, here we're showing it off. Comes out this November.
I'm also really stoked for the Gears prequel.
Yeah, no, the whole
That
time
actually did look really cool.
We were like, oh, sick, Gears 2. Like they're remaking it, like they did Gears 1.
But after seeing it and looking at in-game stuff in 1, I'm like, it's clear how much they've de-aged. Like,
yeah,
it is clear that they're trying to make
Dom looks a lot younger. I thought it was DJ
Marcus and Dom, yeah.
DJ is his son, or JD?
Yeah,
JD.
I thought it was JD, and I was like, oh, it's just like a sequel. And then they get to the end, and I'm like, oh no, this is.
They have said they're not done with because I think they have a storyline still planned for 6, but they were like, we wanted to. I think they're using this game to test out Unreal 5. And this is gonna be their big we're gonna fuck with this system, fuck with this, and do a prequel. So we're not gonna fuck up the next chapter in our story, trying to figure out a new engine. So this is the test bed for it, and then what they learn from here, and they're also helping with
I
Perfect
bet
Dark.
they're gonna do the same co-op thing that they did in 5.
I hope so, because dude, playing as fucking Marcus and Dom on a tag team campaign be so fucking sick.
Yeah, that'd be cool as hell.
I don't know why you would never mind. In the choice in 5.
Oh yeah, fucking yeah. No, there's only one option in that.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Yeah, who you get to pick to live.
Yeah. Yeah. For the most part, I was definitely more positive on it than you guys were, but I was more just like, oh, it looks cool. And then I kind of
liked Mixtape. Mixtape was a standout for me.
Yeah, I wish we would have heard the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Did you rewatch the trailer?
I haven't yet, but I want to. I know it's going to be good. But that one, and then that Don't Starve Field Mouse game.
Yeah, I told Carmen about that. I was like, you probably would like that.
What a way to end it. Grandma, fucking Hawk takes him away.
Yeah, that was
I was
awesome.
like, holy shit.
They gave me Ori vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it looked exactly like the same owl.
Yeah.
For me, I've been, just because I'm kind of sick of the AAA space lately, because I feel like a lot of AAA games come out and you're like, oh, okay, cool. I've been very, very big on what would be considered a 7 out of 10 game. So even if there were a lot of games in this presentation, I'm like, oh, it's clear, like Flintlock, that Forspoken-esque action game that already looks better than Forspoken, just because I hate Forspoken.
We watched it and I was adamant that it was Forspoken 2.
Yeah. I was seeing it and I was like, all right, this looks like a 7. This looks like the same Steel Rising, Greedfall, any of these
Also, they called that a Souls-like, and
no, that's Souls Light.
What the fuck does that even mean?
I don't. The other one that looks good is Excursion 33.
Yeah, that turn-based, that French-ass turn-based game.
Really fucking cool.
Bro, fucking Clive's voice actor narrating. I was like, fucking what? Dude, that looks sick as fuck.
Yeah, Perfect Dark. Never played the original.
That game has been in development hell because that team was created from the ground up for this game. We got that unveiling like 3 years ago, and then fucking nothing since. And I was like, what's happening?
Like, we'll just see how actual gameplay looks because it's. But, I mean, from the gameplay, it looks like there's quite complex combat.
Yeah.
Like, from the gun, she shot like a normal gunshot, a taser shot, and a smoke shot. Like, I was like.
Yeah, because there was that scene where like she looks at the gun and like it had like three things. Like, yeah. I'm interested because there's the parkour elements, there's like the sneaking around, that like weird camera vision, like all this stuff where I'm like,
yeah,
cool.
but it looks. The one thing I will say about the parkour element is I don't think it's gonna be like how great the movement is in. I mean, Titanfall is pretty much like
Titanfall is the king.
It looks like scripted parkour.
Well, in terms of like
I think it might
like,
have just been
like
for
if you
that.
jump up on this ledge, you get an animation that looks cool.
I mean, what we saw was clearly the like the tutorial mission. So I think if it does open up, I think there's a lot of options you can do.
Well, if you're gonna get a first person parkour game like parkour, it's either Mirror's Edge or Dying Light 1. Like Mirror's Edge is all parkour. Then Dying Light 1's the whole thing was like, fuck it, parkour and a zombie apocalypse. Who
But at
cares?
the same time, Mirror's Edge is all it is like
All it is parkour. It's like
it's not. And if you're talking about like the coding of it isn't like as complex as it is because it's all stripped visuals, and it's like, oh, you can either go up, above, below, left, or right, and here's the set animation if you go this route.
Well, then you get to Catalyst, which like looked. Did you play Mirror's Edge Catalyst, the sequel?
I've never played Mirror's Edge at all.
Okay, they're pretty good actually.
Can we
heard
talk
so
about
much about
the new Arkham game that is
VR one?
exclusive on the MetaQuest 2?
Off.
What the fuck were they thinking?
Go fuck yourself. I hate that, and it's set between
Facebook
Origins
definitely
and
just
Asylum.
paid a shitload of money to be like, oh, can we have a Batman game and just call it Arkham so people buy it?
I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I want to talk about a little bit
Bang.
two things because yesterday and today, two of the games that were shown at the Xbox thing got big gameplay demos. One of which was Assassin's Creed, which that was funny for me because you guys were like, oh cool, samurai game, and then I go, oh yeah, it's Assassin's Creed. Both you went, oh, okay, yeah. Y'all are both like, oh, this looks cool. To answer your question, you're like, oh, there's no way the Brotherhood's in this game. This takes place after Ezio's death. Canonically, so the Brotherhood, they've already stated is like they're in here, and apparently story-wise, Naoe joins the assassins, Yasuke is unknowingly working for the Templars, and there's a point where they meet up and start to help each other. But the gameplay they showed, Naoe is straight up just old school stealth assassin shit,
And Yasuke runs through walls.
Yasuke is all combat, but apparently they both can do a little bit of the other. Like Naoe can't parry, like counterattack. She can kind of deflect a sword swing away from her. Yasuke can full parry and
it's probably like you can get the lowest level of the other one's skill trees.
Yeah. So they're gonna like want you to play as both, but if you want to, apparently you can play the whole game as one, unless you're doing like a specific. Well, this is clearly Naoe's family, so Yasuke's not gonna do that quest kind of thing. But like most of the quests, play as one character, play as both. Who cares? The stealth looks cool. It's all seasonal based. So like for instance, if you are like taking out a fort and it's wintertime, well, you can't go through the sewer because it's frozen over. So you can't do that. So you have to find a new way. If you can like snipe out, like, you know, take out lights, so like torches and lanterns to make darkness in there so you can sneak around better. If you're on top of a building, if there's like snow or icicles, if they fall off, the noise will alert the guards, so things like that. There apparently some Splinter Cell devs are on this game, so that's why they're trying to go full on stealth.
Okay, well if that is the case, I hope it does well, just so that they can make a new Splinter Cell.
Yeah, honestly. But the combat, like Yasuke's combat, honestly, I'm like, it's just more Valhalla again. Yeah. Yay! I'm honestly more hyped for Naoe at that point. I'm like, yeah, give me the stealth shit. But all in all, looks like more Assassin's Creed. I'll probably enjoy it for an RPG thing and then move on to the next game.
This wasn't in the Xbox showcase, but we need to talk a little bit about Sonic X Shadow.
That was another thing. I need to add that because I do want to talk about that. But the other thing that happened this morning was Dragon Age.
Mm-hmm.
So I was
about to ask when the last time you talked.
Sad as shit after that Xbox showcase.
What an awful trailer.
Holy fuck, I was so pissed. like you were saying, like congrats. Don't you?
I was like, how does it feel knowing the thing you love is dead?
like, so I'm
Dragon Age. Oh
that really shitty looter shooter Fortnite trailer. Yeah. I'm definitely a bigger Mass Effect fan than I am Dragon Age, but it's like kind of hand in hand. Fuck, I was so pissed. I was like, God dang it! Like this is gonna be awful. This is terrible.
You liked Inquisition, right?
Kind of.
Okay.
I have the most fucked rating of Dragon Age games. I love 2, which is like no one likes 2, but just because I don't know, I fucked with it. It's more actiony, but instead of like in any of these games that they have like a spoken protagonist, a lot of them are very bland, and then you get to make occasional different decisions. Like you know what I mean, like Shepard or V or whatever. They have a personality that you will occasionally dictate. In Dragon Age 2, they have a whole like thing about your personality where the more you pick one of the wheel things, the more that becomes the default personality. So it's like, oh, you pick the blue options, that's more heroic and justified. You pick purple, that's more sarcastic and charming. Pick red, it's more ruthless and kind of twisted. And the more you pick one, that will become the default for the character. So like if you just hit a yes or no question, they will answer that yes or no question depending on which of those is stacked higher. So like if you want him to be more sarcastic, just pick more sarcastic options and Hawk will just be sarcastic. Like they'll even say shit unprompted by you that will be in line with their personality. That I love that because it gives more to my decisions where it's like, oh, I'm shaping a character, not just here's this, like, because the Inquisitor in Inquisition is the most cardboard cutout bland protagonist I've ever played in a video game, and like that's one thing I don't like. And then it's also bloated as shit. Like a lot of the side, like you have to get what is it, land power, Inquisitor power to go to new places, and you have to do a lot of side quests for that. I do like Inquisition, but yeah. But anyway, that trailer was awful. This morning, they put out their 20-minute gameplay teaser. It looks good. That shitty trailer was definitely Paul marketing, was going, no, dude, the kids love this shit. And
so what kind of style game is it?
It's more Inquisition, but more action-y. But it's the same shit. So the dialogue wheel is there. It's dark.
Okay.
The tone is not that happy-go-lucky. Huh, look at our quirky characters. It's more like, yo, this shit's like the end of the world.
It's not a hero shooter.
No, it's
okay.
Yeah, it's not a hero shooter. It's just an RPG. But you played Inquisition, right?
Yeah.
So you know how in those games where it's time to pick dialogue and they have that really shitty reverse shot, like, oh, well, we can't have a lot of stuff going on because you're doing your little dialogue wheel thing. In this one, they have it seamlessly flow in cinematic cutscenes. So characters are doing shit, and then it will pan to your character, and then he'll like walk up and kind of stop, and you've got your dialogue wheel, pick it, and the cutscene will just continue on with your dialogue added into it. And I was like, okay, cool, that's awesome. The gameplay feels more like Final Fantasy 16 or 7 Remake, where you have your abilities that are on like cooldowns, but you can then pause the game to do like all of the abilities from you and your teammates. But it's action heavy, so your character's like going around the battlefield doing whatever. It was what they showed was.
Do you think if I sprint with my horse, I'll actually go faster?
Let's hope so, because who knows if Frostbite's been added? Because that's a Frostbite problem. Yeah, dude, that's crazy to me.
They're just gonna add the initial D scan lines.
That's all.
Hey,
that's all they did. They backed up and they added speed lines.
Yeah, the camera goes back and speed lines.
Because we can't render it faster.
Frostbite would not render the world fast enough, so they made it look like it's faster.
Why are they still fucking using Frostbite, dude?
This is the last game BioWare is having used Frostbite just because it was being developed for it. Apparently, the next Mass Effect they have planned is for Unreal 5.
Dude, if they remake Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood and it's in Frostbite, I'll be pissed.
There's no way that'll be in Frostbite. Holy shit! Can you imagine?
Yeah, they got to go Unreal 5.
The game looks good too. I will say that. The lip syncing, a lot of the character models. Again, that shitty trailer has I'm like, why is that the first thing you show off? Because this gameplay demo was actually really cool.
People love Valorant and like other stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's like, if you look, you can't see the dislikes unless you have like a tool on like Google Chrome or whatever. But the dislikes for that fucking trailer are fucking exponential. It's like,
I hate that they took off the dislike counter.
We know why.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
but because of game trailers.
Yeah, because so many got just disliked to hell.
It's not because people were getting bullied, because real people can handle that shit. If they make a bad decision, they need to know they made a bad decision.
YouTubers aren't real people, though.
That's right. We're actually 3 cam models in flesh suits.
This is not how we look. We're way hotter.
Yep, the camera.
iPods.
The
The camera
the ca-
adds 100 pounds to each of us.
Deep V's underneath our six pack.
Yeah, cum gutters all day. I got cum gutters up to my tits.
But yeah, Dragon Age looks like it's
You mean
gonna
your
be.
pecs.
Yeah.
I think the next Dragon Age will be about as good as Inquisition, where it's like, yeah, it's a pretty solid game, and that's about it. But I definitely, like, I saw people saying like, oh, BioWare's got this is they like if this game fails, they're going under. And I'm like, they have a Mass Effect on the pipeline, they're gonna be fine.
All right, we're at an hour 28.
Yeah.
Fuck this gay shit. Let's talk about Sonic the
Sonic.
Hedgehog.
Yeah, that's the other game that was unveiled, at least during Summer Games Fest. So not during the Xbox showcase, but
Yeah, but it's the only one that Summer Games Fest had.
yeah, pretty much. At least for me, at least. Yeah.
Open
Dude,
world for Shadow.
so they have an open hub world like Frontiers.
I don't work tomorrow, boys.
Sir,
Congratulations.
Open hub world. Shadow the Hedgehog specific animations and stylings. He's got ranged attacks. He's got all this stuff, and then fucking Black Doom Demon Wings.
Apparently, there are going to be other powers like that.
So they're full on just saying, "Fuck it." Shadow is his own thing. We're gonna distance him from Sonic's kit as well.
And I saw an interview with the guy that's directing the remake, and they were like, does Shadow ever get a gun? And he said, in this one, Shadow doesn't need a gun. He is the weapon.
That's like the edgiest but coolest thing you could have said in that moment, dude.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, it's still badass when Shadow gets a gun.
I mean, yeah, that pump action SMG.
MP5, yeah.
Pump action SMG is crazy.
Fire.
I'm excited for the game though, because it definitely is like a Sonic Generations Bowser's Fury kind of situation where it's like, hey, here's the remake of Sonic Generations. Also, here's this an entire other thing we developed on the side. Have it for free.
The Terrio skin is crazy.
A fucking fan character.
No, it's the original design.
Oh, okay.
Because that in Sonic Adventure 2, it doesn't make any fucking sense how everybody was like, oh, that's that hedgehog. It looks exactly like Sonic. That Terios was the original design because it was based on Sonic's like silhouette and everything.
Yeah.
So that makes more sense to the plot of Sonic Adventure 2 why everybody thinks he looks like Sonic.
Yeah, okay.
But then they changed it. I would like to see someone add in like Blood Edge the Hedgehog and Luke the Hedgehog and Matt the Hedgehog and BJ the Hedgehog.
And Sonichu.
Sonichu is given. That's going to be the first mod that gets released.
It does look good. Like the Generations levels look cool. It seems like there's some remixes to them. And then Shadow's levels look really cool too. First
Yeah.
one we get is what, Twisted Highway?
I think so. And they're adding in the ability where you can replay the Sonic stages as Shadow.
Nice. This is gonna be a Sonic game I play for like a motherfucker.
I also, that's pretty much all I had to say about it. But I did want to ask you if you saw the collector's edition in Japan that's coming out with the Shadow statue.
Yeah, and I'm mad it's just Japan.
Yeah.
That's definitely one where I'll be on the lookout for it, and if I
On
ever see a
eBay.
good price on eBay or
Gonna
something.
be hiding Play Asia.
Well, no, like it'll be a second hand I will get, because like, but if I see one like on eBay for like a decent price, I'll be like, fuck yeah, I'll do it.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, there's some good games to look forward to actually.
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, yeah. Most of those on the Xbox, I think realistically there was like 3 or 4, like Dragon Age, Assassin's Creed.
Actually, that's
and,
not true. There's only one. Space Marine 2.
Oh, I was talking about what's coming to Game Pass.
Put into TikTok.
Yeah. Matt made a sick ass edit. Go see it on TikTok. Blow it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like all those games come into Game Pass for the most part, with like the exception of like 3 of them.
I didn't think any were not on Game
Dragon
Pass.
Age and Assassin's Creed are definitely not.
Oh, okay.
And then I think it was one other third party, like, what was it? There was 3 total that aren't coming to Game Pass out of the 30 they fucking showed.
Okay.
So, but yeah, anything by Xbox is gonna be on Game Pass, and a lot of these were just made in deals. So, dude, did you see? Apparently, some leakers who, had like, there was possibility of a Blue Dragon remake.
I fucking hope so. I love Blue Dragon.
People are saying that that it was originally for the show, but they took it out and are gonna use it for Tokyo Game Show.
That's where it deserves to be. I'll play the fuck out of that.
That was also Mistwalker. So it was Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon were like the 2 they did for Xbox, which were basically just Final Fantasy games that were not shit like 13 was.
But another good thing about Blue Dragon is it has that Toriyama art style.
Rest in peace to the king.
Facts.
And with that,
Take it sleazy.